Have you ever wondered what foods you should never stockpile? Well, you're about to find out. In the world of preparedness, it's crucial to know not just what to stockpile, but also what not to. Today we'll explore 7 foods to avoid when planning your pantry. We'll journey from the 7th food down to the 1st, each with its own reasons for being on our no-go list. So, without further ado, let's dive into the 7 foods you should never, ever stockpile. Kicking off our countdown at number 7 is white flour. This common household ingredient may seem like a good idea to stockpile, but let's take a closer look. White flour, while versatile in the kitchen, doesn't hold up well over time. Its shelf life is considerably shorter than other pantry staples. You might be thinking, but it's dried and sealed, right? True, but despite this, white flour starts to lose its nutritional value rather quickly after it's processed. In fact, much of the fiber, vitamins and minerals found in whole grains are stripped away when flour is refined. This means that over time your stockpile of white flour becomes less and less nutritious. And let's not forget about pests. Flour is a favorite among many tiny critters, making it a risky choice for long-term storage. So while white flour may seem like a pantry staple, it's not the best choice for long-term storage. Moving on to number 6, we have dairy products. Now you may be thinking, but I love cheese and milk. They're full of protein and calcium. And you'd be right. However, dairy products are not your friends when it comes to stockpiling. Why is that, you ask? Well, let's dive in. Dairy products have a notoriously short shelf life. Even when refrigerated, milk, cheese, yogurt, and the like can spoil within a week or two. And if you're without electricity, forget about it. That dairy will go bad faster than you can say curdled milk. And we all know the risks of consuming spoiled dairy: food poisoning, stomach upset, and worse. It's a gamble you don't want to take, especially if you're relying on your stockpile in a survival situation. So, while dairy products can be a great source of protein and calcium, they're not ideal for your stockpile. At number 5, we have fresh produce. It might seem counterintuitive, but fresh fruits and veggies are not the best foods to stockpile. Why? Well, they have a notoriously short shelf life. Even under the best conditions, most fresh produce will only last a week or two before it starts to spoil. This can lead to waste, as you're forced to throw out food that's gone bad before you could consume it. Moreover, fresh produce can be tricky to store. They require cool, dry conditions to prolong their shelf life, and even then, it's a race against time. Besides, the risk of spoilage isn't just about waste. Consuming spoiled fruits and vegetables can lead to foodborne illnesses, which is the last thing you want in a survival situation. In a nutshell, as much as we love the crunch of a fresh apple or the taste of ripe tomatoes, they're not the best choices for long-term storage. Coming in at number 4 are oils. Now you may be surprised, considering oils are a staple in most kitchens. They're used in almost everything, from frying and sautéing to baking and dressing salads. But here's the thing about oils. They have a tendency to go rancid over time. This is especially true for oils that are high in unsaturated fats, like olive and canola oil. When oils go rancid, they undergo a chemical change that not only affects their taste and smell, but also their nutritional value. Consuming these spoiled oils can lead to a host of health issues, including digestive problems and food poisoning. Plus, rancid oils can contain harmful free radicals that have been linked to a number of chronic diseases. So while oils may be essential for cooking, they're not the best to have in your stockpile. It's always better to store what you'll use in the near future and replenish as needed. And at number 3 we have eggs. Now eggs are a breakfast staple for many, and it's easy to see why. They're versatile, delicious, and a great source of protein. But when it comes to stockpiling, they fall short. The primary reason eggs aren't suitable for long-term storage is their short shelf life. Even when refrigerated, eggs only last for about 3 to 5 weeks. And if you're thinking about freezing them, think again. The process can alter their texture and taste, making them less than appetizing when thawed. Moreover, eggs are notorious for bacterial contamination, specifically salmonella. This bacteria can cause serious health problems, and in a survival situation, the last thing you need is food poisoning. Plus, let's not forget that eggs are fragile. They can easily crack or break, leading to spoilage and waste. So, while eggs are a great source of protein, they're not suitable for long-term storage. At number 2, we have meat. Now, I know what you're thinking. Meat. With all its protein and essential nutrients, how could it possibly be a bad choice for stockpiling? Well, let me tell you. The primary concern with storing meat is the risk of spoilage. Even in the best of conditions, meat has a relatively short shelf life. Without proper refrigeration or preservation methods, meat can quickly become a breeding ground for harmful bacteria. And consuming spoiled meat? That's a one-way ticket to a world of health problems. Food poisoning, stomach issues, and even more serious conditions can result from eating meat that's past its prime. Now, I'm not saying you should go vegetarian or vegan, but when it comes to your stockpile, you'll want to think twice about including meat. There are other ways to get your protein like beans or canned fish, which are safer and easier to store. So, while meat can be a great source of protein, it's not the best choice for your stockpile. And finally, the number one food you should never stockpile is seafood. It's no secret that seafood has an incredibly short shelf life. Even when frozen, it can quickly become unsafe to consume. The risk of foodborne illnesses multiplies when we're talking about seafood, especially shellfish. Contaminated seafood could lead to serious health issues, and in a survival situation, that's the last thing you need. So there you have it, the top 7 foods you should never stockpile. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching and stay prepared.